Welcome to Astranti. My name is Andrew, and I will take you through one of the most important strategic models in strategy. This is a model which is represented diagrammatically by four rectangles within one big rectangle with words inside and around the rectangle. This model is called the Ansoff's growth matrix. An overview of what we'll be discussing. We'll talk about what the Ansoff's matrix is, how it fits into the strategic planning process. We'll also discuss market penetration, market development, product development, diversification, and what considerations we should have as we recommend what is the best strategy. So, what is the Ansoff's growth matrix and how does it fit in the strategic planning process? Igor Ansoff, a Russian mathematician and businessman, developed this matrix. He was born around 1918 when all of us were not yet born. He basically suggested a growth strategy which is based on the four combinations of products and markets. We know that products and markets constitute key variables to an organization's growth. Before we go into the details of how the Ansoff's growth matrix fits into strategy, I'm going to play a simple video which will set the tone for our discussion.
For the past 33 years, I've looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. About a year ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. I had a scan at 7:30 in the morning, and it clearly showed a tumor on my pancreas. I didn't even know what a pancreas was. The doctors told me this was almost certainly a type of cancer that is incurable, and that I should expect to live no longer than 3 to 6 months. My doctor advised me to go home and get my affairs in order, which is doctor's code for prepare to die. It means to try and tell your kids everything. You thought you'd have the next 10 years to tell them in just a few months. It means to make sure everything is buttoned up so that it will be as easy as possible for your family. It means to say your goodbyes.
There are times in an organization's business environment when growth is stifled because of the general business situation, probably because the markets are saturated or the products have outlived their usefulness. In terms of substitutes, it means that customers have found substitute products such that they no longer have the same desire to buy an organization's products as they had at first. This means that growth won't be possible, or at least it will be very slow compared to the normal circumstances where the markets are still open and the customers are still interested in an organization's product. When that happens, it's time to reevaluate your strategy as an organization, because then you won't be able to achieve your objectives. This is where the Ansoff's matrix come in. The first option that will be there for an organization is to do what is called market penetration. Market penetration aims to increase the sales of an existing product in the current market. Probably the reason for pursuing this strategy could be on the assumption that the sales are not growing for an organization because people are not aware of the products, or there are some segments of the market that are not being served. Therefore, you pursue this strategy to try and increase product awareness through advertisements and other forms of creating awareness in your current market. However, there are times when market penetration may not work, when the markets are totally saturated and there is no more room for growth. As an organization, you may choose to pursue market development. As the term suggests, market development entails developing a new market, but with the existing products. For example, if you are an automobile company selling cars in Europe, when you decide to pursue a market development strategy, you may choose to start selling your automobiles in Asia or Africa. Therefore, you take the same products that you have in your current market to new markets. The other strategy, alternative, in terms of Ansoff, entails developing new products but within the same market. Okay, so this is where, obviously, from your SWOT analysis, you've identified that there's still room in your current market to grow. However, probably because of a development of substitute products by competitors, you start losing competitive advantage, and therefore the only way is to introduce new products, introduce fresh products to the market so that you recapture your customer base. Therefore, this strategy entails developing new products but within the same markets. The last of the four rectangles represent a strategy called diversification. This entails doing everything new. New products and new markets. And this can be done either as related diversification, where the new strategy has got linkages to existing activities, or unrelated diversification, where you venture into totally new activities. An example of related diversification could be a company like Diageo that manufactures and distributes alcoholic beverages. When it decides to do related diversification, it may move into production of raw materials for its production processes. For example, it starts, instead of buying maize, for example, to brew beer, it starts farming maize, okay, and then supplies itself. That's related diversification. And related diversification may mean that it starts doing something completely new, like going into insurance industry. So those are the four strategies that were suggested by Ansoff. What should we consider when recommending a strategy among the four? The stars in the first diagram referred to the level of risk. And this is a key consideration when deciding on which strategy to pursue. What risk are you ready to take? Because when you go into new markets, new products, you have different risks compared to when you are trading in the same market and in the same products. Other considerations may include financial resources, technical and human resources that we need as an organization to pursue any chosen strategy. There is no one preferred strategy because what strategy you pursue depends on the risk appetite for an organization. Okay, so to wrap up, we now know what Ansoff's growth matrix is, how it fits in the strategic planning process. We understand also what market penetration is, market development, product development, what diversification is, and what to consider when deciding which strategy to pursue. Thank you for your time. See you next time.